Hello, Mr. Hattori, and really nice to meet you today. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Very nice to meet you.
And I know that this is the first time that you come and perform in Vietnam. So could you share a bit about your feeling in this first time?
Well, I mean, only arrived yesterday, and no, I like the atmosphere very much. I was surprised at the number of motorbikes. You know, I've never seen so many motorcycles in my life, but I think it's a very lively place. But of course, I have not seen very much yet of your country.
So we know that from this time you together with the Vienna Chamber Music Orchestra to
Yes.
perform in 5 Asian countries,
Yes.
right? And Vietnam is the first country in 5. So could you share a bit about this Toyota Classic Tour?
Yes. I mean, this tour I think is quite has been going on for many years, and I think it's a wonderful idea to bring top level classical music or orchestras, which are very expensive to tour, to Asian cities, which in comparison to some other cities, including Tokyo or Beijing now and so on, less exposed to so many classical music concerts. But the other thing is, I mean, many people have some preconceived ideas about classical music. That it may be something stiff, or you have to dress up, you know, and you have to be sitting still while you listen to it and all that. But we have, with this tour, I think the philosophy behind the classic Toyota Classics is really to provide a program which is entertaining, which is easy to understand, and still touching. You know, I mean, for absolutely everybody, also for people who are not regular visitors of Western music concerts.
So what do you feel, or how do you assess this tour about Toyota Classic Tour 2012 compare with your previous performances?
I think Toyota is very kindly sponsoring the tour, but I mean, if we have tours which are organized by other promoters, what we do is not so different. I think there's a big difference in which country we perform. And, well, the Vienna Chamber Orchestra is based in Vienna. So the Viennese audience knows us extremely well. So, we have to come up with, it's a bit like cuisine, I mean, if you're serving Japanese food, and because I'm Japanese, to somebody for the first time who's never eaten Japanese food, then you want to start with very typical, favorite kind of things. But for people who are eating it for many years, you have to come up with new ideas and something special. So when we tour countries like Vietnam, we have also been to India a few times. That's another country which I love and has a great musical tradition of its own. But they don't hear Western classical music every day. So, I mean, then, yes, I think the choice of repertoire is a little bit different. So we're really trying to bring the most popular, but also the most delicious, not dishes, but music pieces.
Yes, awesome. So how do you feel about, maybe you know that tomorrow night is the official performance, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel before this performance? What's your feeling?
Well, first of all, this is the Hanoi Opera House, and to be honest, in Southeastern Asia, this is one of the most beautiful concert halls I have seen, and it's not only the look, but it's also the sound. It's of course built initially for opera, so opera they have to make sure that when the orchestra is playing in the pit, lower, that they don't become too loud, so that you can hear all the singers who are on stage. So it's not the loudest acoustics, but it has a very beautiful quality sound, and we're very, very happy. We just finished rehearsing to be able to perform in this hall, which is fantastic in every way.
Yes, that is very encouraging to hear that. So we're back to the official performance tomorrow night. Could you share more to the Vietnamese audience about the music pieces that you want to deliver tomorrow?
We're starting with one quite serious piece, it's Beethoven. I mean, Beethoven was a German composer, but he was based in Vienna. He moved to Vienna, so he's also a Viennese composer. We're doing an overture by him. But then we are going on to guitar concerto because we have a soloist now from Japan who is a guitarist. So we play Vivaldi, which is Baroque music, very old music, from the 17th century. And then after that, tomorrow we have a very exciting possibility of collaborating with one of your Vietnamese young musicians, Lee Nam. Yeah, Lee, what's his middle name? Sorry, just make sure. Excuse me, can you Nam?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I go back to
Yes.
Tomorrow we have the special chance to perform together with one of your own musicians, one of the Vietnamese musicians, violinist, Lê Hoài Nam, and he's a young violinist who just rehearsed with us today for the first time, and he's very, very talented. We were very impressed. So we have this special collaboration, and in the second half. We have a lot of music by Johann Strauss, who is known as the waltz king of Austria or of the world. I mean, he's the composer who invented the waltz, the Viennese waltz. And the Viennese waltz, it's a dance in three actually, but he's written a lot of popular tunes and music, which is also being performed in a New Year concert in Vienna, which is one of the most famous televised concerts in the world. I think it has been televised in Vietnam too. And so we have very similar repertoire pieces to that concert on the 1st of January in the second half.
Yes, and we know that all the tickets fee for this concert will be spent for the Toyota scholarship for the young Vietnamese music talents, right?
Yes.
So could you share more on that?
I don't know too many details about it, to be completely honest. I mean, if you ask somebody from Toyota, they would have you more details. But in principle, I've heard there are scholarships for talented Vietnamese musicians. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. And no, I mean, I think any art form, or actually not any art form, I mean, especially art forms like music or ballet and so on, require a lot of hard work at a young age. But they also need very good teachers, very high quality teachers at the beginning. It's a bit different, for example, for painters, I mean, if a painter is very talented, he can have a normal childhood and become 20 years old. And